Hi everyone, welcome to Partners Yoga with Yoga's Arc. Yoga's Arc wants you to put your health first. Yoga is an activity that requires physical exertion. Please ensure that you're in the proper shape to do yoga, and if you're unsure or have an existing medical condition, please consult your physician before beginning any yoga regime. This is Devon, and I'm Jessica, and our dog Lucy is probably going to make some appearances in this video, okay? So let's start in a nice comfortable seat. I'm going to sit on a blanket because my hips are pretty tight. And you're going to just sit back to back. And having your partner behind you is going to help you create this nice long spine. So just let the shoulders relax. Let the weight of your partner's back kind of hold you up. Close the eyes. Just like any other yoga practice, we'll start to get centered. So just letting the body relax. Letting go of your day, letting go of the unknown, and just stepping into the present moment of what is right now. And then just beginning to find your way to the breath. Without changing or controlling, just breathe. And after a couple breaths, let's see if we can sync our breath up with our partners. So everyone take a big exhale. And we'll start an inhale together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Feel your partner's breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. See if you can do that in kind of silence, just without speaking to your partner. Just try to connect your breath. Same rhythm, same length, just a couple rounds here. Inhale. Good, and then from here, just opening the eyes. We're going to start with a seated twist, so we're all going to twist towards the left. So you're going to take your right hand to your left knee. Your left hand is going to reach back for your partner's leg. Sitting up really tall, using your partner as a prop to get you a little deeper. This class is designed to build trust, strength, communication, and just have a little bit of fun. See if you can keep that connection to breath. Good, and then we'll begin to twist the other way. So taking the left hand over to the right knee. Right hand reaches back for your partner's knee or thigh. Sitting up tall, twisting. Good, let's come back through center. So pick a partner. I'm going to start. One partner is going to take their legs nice and long. I'm going to sit up really tall. And you got to communicate with your partner because you don't want to go too deep here. So Devon's going to start to kind of lean his weight onto me. And you notice my hips are shifting forward. And then if you have the right alignment here, your partner's head can rest on your back. And that feels really good. That gets you into a deeper forward fold. And for him, I'm going to have to lift my hips, so I'll show you how to do that. Just taking a few nice deep breaths here. And then that person that's folding is going to start to press up The other person's gonna straighten their legs. I like to bend my knees when I'm assisting him on this one. So he's gonna start to fold forward, and my weight's not gonna be enough, so I'm gonna actually lift my hips and kind of push on his back. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. So we gotta talk the whole time, right? So you might be bigger than your partner, you might be smaller, you guys gotta communicate to make sure everyone's staying safe. Taking a few deep breaths. And then if you're the partner below, you can always let your partner know if you wanna go deeper too. Good. One more big breath. Maybe you have some fun music playing. You can go ahead and come back up. Oh. Good. One more fold before we start. So I'm gonna take my legs wide. And then we're just gonna do that same thing. Stay connected to each other. And he's gonna start to push me forward. Feeling a different type of stretch here. Feeling it in the inner thighs, maybe the bottoms of the legs. And then just starting to walk back up. Next partner is going to open their legs wide. If you prefer to keep your legs crossed, if that's a deeper stretch for your hips, you can always do that. Either way, your partner bends the knees, starts to lift up. If you're smaller, give them a nice little assist here. Whoa, you're going really deep. Good. Good, and then let's start to come back up. Now you're gonna sit up nice and tall together. You guys are gonna start laughing with this one. So bend into your knees so both partners have their feet on the ground. We're gonna reach behind and we're gonna try to lock arms here. So we're locking arms and you know, we might not get it the first try and neither will you, maybe, right? So who knows? Let's try it out. You're gonna press into your feet. You gotta press hard into your partner's back and then you're gonna try to stand it up. There, that was good. Good job, partner. We made it. All right, so from here, we're gonna stay facing away from each other to start. We're gonna take a little forward fold. So you can be up against each other or a little bit apart. And then you're just gonna maybe take the feet apart a little wider than you normally would. And we're just gonna fold forward. You might have to make some adjustments. And then you're gonna reach through and try to grab your partner's hands. Hi. And you're just gonna take this fold. Maybe keep a bend in your knees, right? You don't have to be touching at the hips. You can release that. And Lucy, you helping us out? Yeah? Good, take a couple breaths. Good, and then let's release that. You're gonna bring yourself up really slow. And then we're gonna turn so that we're facing the same way. So our left hips are gonna be touching. I'm gonna place my left hand on his right hip, and he's gonna place his hand on my left hip. You're gonna reach up towards the sky, and then we're gonna try to grab for each other's hands. At the same time that we're doing this, we're kind of pushing each other's hips away, right? So you notice we're moving our feet a lot, so you can kind of get that nice lateral stretch. So you're getting a really good side bend here. Devin's feeling it on the left, and I'm feeling it on the right. That feels good? Mm-hmm. Good. Let's pull back a little bit so we can open up. Good. And then we're going to release. Let's switch it over to the other side. So we're going to have our backs to you for a moment. So same thing. Press on your partner's hip. Reach up and kind of try to connect hands. And then give yourself a little push. A little side bend. Turn back towards each other. We're moving. We gotta move this back a little bit. Moving that back a little bit. There we go. Good. All right, so from here, we're gonna take both of our right hands and grab for each other's wrists. So make sure you're grabbing same arm, same wrist. Then you're gonna cross over and grab for the opposite, right? So you gotta find your footing here as you gotta trust your partner to be able to sit back into that chair. So he has a lot, I have him and he has me, we're sitting really low. Communicate here, so each one of you is gonna let go with your left hand and sweep it back behind you. Good, now we're gonna come back, grab the opposite wrist, and we're gonna do that on the other side. My hands. Good, and then we come back. Let's see if we can sit just a little bit lower. Good. Oh, my legs are burning. All right, come back up, shake out your legs. Good. And then we're just gonna get a little bit more warm before we start some deeper poses. So I'm gonna come off the mat here. If you have one mat, you don't need it. You could either come off or stay. I'm gonna try to have you sync your breath up, right? So just coming into this mountain pose. Let's switch sides. Coming into mountain pose, right? Tadasana. So you're strong through the legs. You're lifting up out of the waist. Your palms are pressing forward. We're going to do this together. So on an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. On an exhale, you're going to fold forward, bring yourself down. On an inhale, come up halfway. And then on an exhale, you're going to walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Come into a plank. From here, you're going to sync up with your partner. You're going to drop the knees down if you want, or you're going to keep them lifted. You're going to exhale, go halfway down. So think about Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, you're going to sweep heart forward. Exhale, you're going to go downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath. And then you're going to walk your hands back to your feet. Coming at the back of the mat again. Inhale, you're going to come up halfway. So you can bring your hands to your shins. You're going to think about peeking over the edge of that mountain cliff. So weight into the toes, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we're going to go all the way up together. And then exhale, we're going to bring hands to heart. Good. Just like that, we're going to go 2 more times. We're going to sync up with our partners. So arms down by your sides. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, bend in half. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant those hands, walk them out to top of the mat. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, lift the heart, drop the thighs, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, good, good. One more breath. Good. Walking your hands back to your feet one last time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Now let's see if you can do it without instruction, right? So think about just moving with your partner, right? See if you can get on the same page. Listen to each other's breath. Move in sync with each other. Beautiful job. Now at home, you can always pause the video and go through that a couple more times. standing. And we're gonna shake that off. Feel good? Feel warm? All right. So from here, we are gonna try our warrior two. So we're gonna switch sides again. Actually, we'll stay here. So left foot is gonna lead. We'll start with the left foot. Your right foot is gonna be anchored against your partner, right? So your pinky toe side of your foot, so that knife edge side, is gonna be pressing hard against your partner's. You're gonna bend into that left knee, reach back with your right hand and grab for your partner's wrist. See, you're out of the picture. Here, let's move back a little bit so we can see. Good. I think we needed to do this long ways. I think we need to do it over again. Good, so you're gonna grab for wrist, bend into the left knee. Oh, he's got a strong hold on me. And then you're gonna bend deep into that left knee. Push your knee away from you. Good. And then because of our height difference, we can't really do a reverse warrior two. So what we like to do is straighten our front leg, bring our left arm up and over, and try to connect. So notice our right hands went down. We've built this little reverse triangle together. Good, and then we release. And you always want to do the other side. So we'll turn around. This time our left foot, or left feet, or my left foot is back, his right foot is back. Your right knee is bent, your left knee is bent. So think about opposite knees. Look forward, grab for wrists or forearms, and then sink deep into the pose. Use your partner, right? So push on his foot and pull on his arm. So you guys are getting really, really deep. Good. Straighten that front leg. Let's try to connect at the top. Reverse triangle pose. Good. And slowly release. All right. It's a little hard when your height is different, but it's still fun, right? All right, so we're gonna just have a couple poses we'll play with. So the first one is our partner downward, or our partner plank, okay? A couple different ways to do this, and we're gonna show you the different ways. So we're gonna start with partner A on the bottom, just doing a regular plank. And you can skip this part if it's too much, but sometimes it's kind of fun just to play. So notice his shoulders are over his wrists. He's nice and flat here. He's pressing hard through those heels. But push down a little bit. Good, so from here, the one that I like to do is bring my hands on his calves or his ankles. You gotta be kind to your partner, right? So I'm gonna place my foot kind of near, my right foot near his shoulder blade. And then when he's ready, I'm gonna step on him. I have to be flat as a board too, right? So this is the hardest version, double plank, right? Want a little break? Give your partner a break. And then I'm gonna be the bottom partner for this next one. So he's too heavy for me to have him on my back. So what we like to do is his hands, instead of being on my legs, are gonna be on the ground, right? So we still get to connect. He still can put his feet on my back, but his hands got to be on the ground so he can support himself a little bit more, just because I can't lift him, right? So I'm gonna go into my plank, and then he's gonna come with his hands on either side of my feet, and then he's gonna communicate with me to put his feet on my back. So you gotta be gentle. You don't want to kick your partner in the head. Woo! Ow, you don't want to be right on their spine. Yeah, that's good. Yep. And then, are both feet on? Mm-hmm. Can you walk one to the left? You're on my right side. And there you go. You have the second version of plank. So play with that a little bit. It's fun. That's a lot of chest right there. Good. So the next one that we'll do is our downward facing dog. So I'll show you with me on the top first, and then with Devon on the top, and I'll show you how you can fly, okay? So Devon's gonna get into downward facing dog. So if you don't know what downward facing dog is, it's just an upside down V with the body. So you're spreading fingers apart wide, your spine is nice and long, your hips are going towards the sky, he keeps it bending his knees, and that's totally fine. Let's have you walk back a little bit, Dev, so we can kind of get into the picture, right? All right, so from here, same thing, placement on that lower back, right? So you don't want to place it up here, you want to place your feet on the lower back. It takes a little while just to get into it. So what I like to do is bring my hands down in front of him, lift the leg that's closest to him up to his spine, and then we're going to eventually be together in our downward facing dog. How's that feel?
Good.
Good. Whew. It's a lot of work. All right, so the next one is him on top, and then I'm going to show you how you can do something fun and just kind of fly. So from here, I'm going to be in my downward face. I got to walk back a little bit. Good, so he's going to go in front of me and do that same thing, where he puts his foot on my back, my lower back. You got to be gentle and safe. Don't kick your partner in the head. So closest leg comes first. Put the weight into your hands so your partner is not completely holding you up. Now together, we're going to communicate. We're going to walk back a little bit. I want my heels to touch down, so keep walking. Keep walking. And then once I get to a point, I can stand up and airplane my, oh man, my arms. Okay, then we got to come out. Good. There we go. How was that? How was that, Lucy? Just chilling there. So a couple of poses you can play with. Maybe next time we'll do some lifts. We'll see, right? So that feels good. That's hard. You saw us both shaking. It's hard to hold each other up. So coming kind of into a little bit of grounding here. So let's come hip to hip. It doesn't matter which one. So we're going to come hip to hip. And then we like to wrap our arms around each other, but if you're doing this with a friend or maybe a kid or whatever, you can always lock arms. It doesn't matter. You just want to have that support with your partner. So we'll start with locking arms. He's going to take his right leg and I'm going to take my left leg, and we're going to turn it out away from us. And then you're going to find a place that works here where you can find your tree. The other thing we like to do is maybe build a half Anjulen Mudra with our hands, right? So it just gives us a little connection. And you notice that when you do your tree pose with your partner, you're a lot more sturdy, right? It's easier to hold when you have support of community, of friends, of partners. Good. Good. And then instead of turning our backs to you, we'll just switch sides. Good. So we'll try the wrapped arm one this time. I like to reach down and grab for my foot if I'm going to go a little higher and put it into my thigh. The only thing you don't want to do is put it right on your knee, okay? So then we can work on maybe reaching up this time. Our arms might not touch. See, I feel like I have to stand on my tippy toes to make that happen. But keep pushing your knee away from you, and then I'm resting my head on his shoulder just because it's comfortable and convenient, right? Good. Beautiful. And then let's just go ahead and release. Bring it down. Lucy, you gotta move. We need our mat. Let's come off the mat a little bit. Good. So the next one we're gonna do is our warrior 3. Our legs might get cut off a little bit, but just listen to my cues, right? So you're gonna grab her wrist again, just like we were doing before. So the first one we're going to do is just regular warrior 3. So we're going to kick back the same leg. So we're going to kind of lean the weight forward, and we're going to send our right leg back. So you'll notice we have to make some adjustments here. So we're going to have to walk apart pretty far. And then you want to try to kick your right leg up about hip height. This isn't going good, right? So instead of grabbing wrist, I'm going to grab his arms so that we can extend our arms out more, right? So you got to make those little adjustments. That's going to work for you guys. So we're coming in, if you guys can't see it in the film, we're coming into that warrior 3 pose, but we're holding on to each other, okay? So let's try it one more time with the right leg, and then we'll switch to the left leg. So finding that spot, right? So we have to keep adjusting so that we can be forward, hips down, using each other's support. So I'm grabbing his biceps and he's grabbing my elbows. Biceps too. Good. So let's switch sides so they can see us both. Good. We're going to do the left leg this time. So grabbing a hold of each other. Weight goes forward. You're going to start to lift that left leg, and I'm at your shoulders now. This side must be our good side. Good, 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 good. All right, bring it back. All right, so that was a fun little play on Warrior 3. So one more Warrior 3, okay? We're going to come facing each other. And this time, I think we have to be a little bit closer. So we're both going to do our left leg, right? So your left leg is going to start to lift. Your left arm reaches back. So you want to start to build that Warrior 3. But to help me balance, I'm going to grab a hold of his leg, right? So you can take your arm forward if you want, but you want to try to flex your back foot so that you're sturdy, right? So you can take it back, you can take it forward. And let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that helps though, right, having me? Mm-hmm. Good. All right, so let's switch sides again. So this time, the right leg is gonna go back. So get your feet, get your alignment, and then I'm gonna start by coming and grabbing his leg so I feel secure before I even lift. And you wanna try to get up hip height with that leg, right? And then most advanced, you would just reach forward. Both hips are square to the mat. Good. And then let's release. So just at any time you want to pause it and just play, totally fine, right? All right. All right, so we got our little balancing here. The next one we're gonna do is, just wanna make sure it's still going. I think so. The square, is it still going? All right, so the next one we're gonna do is our standing camel. So this is a back bend, right? So we're gonna assist each other to go back. So you gotta communicate with your partner. You're gonna grab for either wrists or arms. And your hips are going to be forward, and I just want you to start by kind of pushing your hips forward and then just letting your head and neck kind of go back. So you should already be able to feel that. If you want a little bit more, you can kind of loosen the grip on your partner and try to curl back even more. Now while you do that, push your hips forward. A little bit of shaking is okay. Good. And then come out really slow. Come out slow. Doing okay? All right, so this next one, let's try standing bow, and then we'll get back, we'll get down, and we'll get deeper into our back bend. So we might be, I don't like the way the camera's set up because I can't see you. Right hand goes forward. It doesn't matter the mat. Good. We're gonna grab for each other's right hands. So it's same thing again, the wrist, the forearm, and then you're going to take your left hand and reach back for your left foot. So for this one, we're probably going to have to back up a little bit. Good. And then from here, you're going to start to kick into your hand, and then maybe reach for each other a little deeper. Whoa! Or you can fall out, right? Wobbling's fine. Alright, let's let go of that. That one's harder than it looks, you guys. Alright, so we're going to just do it on the other side. Grab for left arm, reach back, grab for inside of right foot, so big toe side, and then start to come forward. Let's think about grabbing a little bit different way. Alright, let that go. I like to do this little swing with my arms thing, just to kind of let go of back bends. Good. All right, so here we go. We're gonna come down to our bellies. Devon's gonna start, and then we'll switch out. So he's gonna come onto his stomach. And so this is kind of a deep one, you guys. So if you don't feel like you're ready for it, I want you to do a couple little lifts, and you can skip it all together if you want to. But from here, he's just gonna press his hand under his shoulders, and then he's gonna just press his heart up. Take a big inhale, lift your heart off the mat. And then he's gonna exhale, come back down. He's just getting his spine nice and warm. So just do that a couple times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, folds. Okay. That should be good. And just if you're already feeling it in your back, I just want you to skip this one altogether. But this is just kind of a fun one. I'm going to have him bend into his knees and reach back with both arms and grab for his ankles. Good. So this is a way that you can kind of assist your partner here. He's going to try to flex his feet so I have a little seat. Isn't that so nice? I don't have to sit on him. So if you're bigger, you don't have to sit, right? So from here, he's going to start to press his heart up. So he's coming into this back bend. And what I'm going to do is grab for his shoulders and just lift him up a little bit, right? You don't have to go really, really deep. You're just kind of giving him a nice little assist. Good. And then we're going to have him come back down. And then what he's going to do right now is he's going to come into child's pose. So he's going to sit his hips back to his heels, open up his knees really wide, and stretch the arms out. Good. And then if you want to back up just a little bit more. Good. And then what I'm going to do, his arms are going to be really long. I'm going to come in front of him, and he's going to grab my ankles. And then once he gets my ankles, I'm going to kind of walk back a little bit. Do you feel that? Mm-hmm. So you're walking back, so his arms are getting even longer, and he's getting deeper into this child's pose. This whole side body is getting really stretched out. And then when I do these classes with you guys live, I like to allow you guys to connect here. So I want you to give your partner a little bit of love. So what I'm suggesting is this person's getting a nice forward fold here. So I'm getting a forward fold. He's getting a side stretch, but I'm going to give him a little adjust. So palms out, palms down, fingers away from the spine. And then I'm just going to press gently onto his spine on either side and give him a little love after that back bend, because that was a pretty tough back bend. And if your partner doesn't want you to do that, just let them know. But just take like a couple moments. Remember, it's your turn after this, so it's going to be great. So just kind of gently walking up and down the spine. Good. And then if partner A just wants to fold forward, just maybe grab elbows and let your back release. Maybe connect to each other again. Good. And then let's go ahead and let that go. And then we're going to switch out, okay? So I'm going to be on the bottom this time. He's going to be on the top. And I'm going to come down. I'm going to warm up my spine just like he did, okay? Because my back's pretty tight. So I'm going to take my inhale as I lift my heart. Exhale as I come down. Couple times, inhale. And exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start bending into my knees. He's definitely not going to sit on me. And I'm going to flex my feet so it gives him a little bit of space. He's going to come on top, grab for my shoulders, and then gently start to assist me. That's good. All right, and then we're going to let go. And then from here, I'm going to come into my child's pose, and it's the same thing. Let me know if it's long enough. I'm stretching my arms out far, and then I'm going to grab for his ankles. And then he's going to walk back just a little bit. Good. And then it's my turn. My turn. For the love. Good. So then we come out of that. Thank you. That felt good. And then we're just going to come seated together. So coming to our seats, we're going to take another forward fold. So we're going to take our legs together. Send your legs forward. And our feet are going to be touching. This one's always so hard for us because his arms are so much longer than mine. So I'm going to start, I guess I'm going to start folding. He's kind of getting a fold too. This is deeper than the one that you did at the beginning because your partner is pulling on your hands. And even Devin's, are you getting a fold right now too? Mm-hmm. Good. Good. And then I'm going to switch out. I'm going to try to pull him a little bit. Is that good? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then let's take our legs apart wide. So from here, we don't usually have our feet touching. We usually have my feet on the inside just because we're shorter. So we'll get a nice little, same thing as we were doing before at the beginning, but we'll get a little deeper. So I'll start with him. And then he's going to just kind of tilt forward and see how I'm leaning back to give him a nice little stretch. You can hold for as long as you want here. And then let's return the favor and come down. Back up. So then from here, you might have to get a little closer, it just depends. You're going to take your right hand and grab for each other's hands. And then the left shoulder, you're going to start to pull it back, right? So pull it back first. If you want to put your hand behind your head, you can. And then, or either hand behind the head or you're reaching up to the sky. Now we're going to start to kind of fold towards our right leg. If you're kind of collapsing forward, you want to make sure that you're just pulling it back a little bit. Your left shoulder is pulling back. And you're holding onto your partner's hand. That's just kind of keeping you stable there. Good. And then let's start to switch sides. So you're just grabbing left hand to left hand or wrist. Remember to pull back on this right shoulder first. Hand can come back of the head. Or we can reach. Should feel a side stretch through the right. Good, and then come on back. So the next one's a little bit fun, but can be a little tricky sometimes. So one person's going to lay on their back in a bridge or in a bridge prep, right? So just laying down, having the feet the feet down underneath the knees. I think that we like to put our bottom person on a blanket here. So that might be something that you want to try. I think that's what worked for us in the past. So lifting up the hips, sliding the blanket underneath. There we go. So what I'm going to do as the person that's getting into that shoulder stand is I'm going to take my feet onto his knees. You have to communicate here. So when I'm ready to lift my hips up, I'm going to bring my feet to the top of his legs or knees, right? So little adjustments. And I'm going to bring my hands to my lower back. So I'm just using him as kind of a prop to get my hips up. You can always release off your partner and take a full shoulder stand if you're comfortable with that. But if not, it just gives you a little prop, sort of like a wall, to use for support. And he just keeps his hips down the whole time. I'm just using him to just lift my hips up, right? Just a little blood flow back to the heart. Oh, it's hard to come out of it. And then let's try it with you. You want to try it? So I'll take this. Usually I'm just the one on on the top. We haven't done this before, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm just in my bridge pose. He's gonna use my knees. Good. And then he's just gonna kind of lift his hips. Good. And maybe hands to the lower back if they're not already. Just a little bit of an inversion just to use your partner. It's kind of fun. Good. All right, and then from here, you're already set up. So we're lying down. Kind of get a little closer if you can. And then you're gonna both gonna drop your knees over to the right. And then what we like to do is we like to take our left hand and grab for each other's hands. So you're in this beautiful ending twist here. And holding your partner's hand actually gets you a little deeper into the twist. So you can kind of pull your partner, not pull, but kind of encourage your partner to let their left shoulder relax down. So kind of tugging on their arm a little bit, not too hard. And I like to take my right hand to my left knee just to kind of ground it down. You can try that. And just enjoy the twist. Be grateful for your partner, grateful for this practice of yoga. And then let go of each other's hands. And then we're just gonna lift our legs, shimmy our hips to the other side. And then let your knees fall over to the left. Grab a hold of your partner's hand. The right hands are grabbing each other. And then if you want to take your right hand to your left, or your left hand to your right knee, encourage it to come down a little bit. Right shoulder stays relaxed. Enjoy this beautiful twist. And then release. It feels so good. I want to come out of it. And then we're just going to come back up to seated the way we started. So I'm going to come onto that blanket. And we're going to close together using our partner as support. Just a little bit. Can you back forward just a little bit? The other way. The other way. Back. Good. All right. There we go. So sitting up nice and tall. Let's finish by connecting our breath one more time. So inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, you're going to bring your hands to heart. 3 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands, heart. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Close the eyes. Feel your partner. Feel the strength, the trust, the communication you just created. Be grateful for that. Grateful for this. Grateful for yoga. Grateful for what is. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Bow your head humbly down. Always an honor to practice together. One community, one group. Namaste.
Namaste.
Now if you want to come into a Shavasana, you can. Maybe just turn the lights down and just lie down and relax. But it's always an honor to guide you through whatever style of class. If you have any questions, just let us know. We are Yoga's Ark. Thank you. Thank you, Devon.